Next to coal and water, what all the ancients love is a good night's sleep. They love resting their meals, cooling their boilers, and having a good snooze until dawn so they can be fully ready for the day ahead. Thomas and Percy have been helping Salty at the docks all day, and they were tired of the smell of fish. Salty came up to them. "Are you having a good day, me hearties?" he asked. "Okay, I guess," sighed Thomas. "But we'll be much better now that we can get away from all this fishy smell. Come on, Percy, time to go home." The two ancients were about to leave when the Fat Controller arrived. "Ah, Thomas, Percy," he boomed. "Thank goodness I've caught you. I've got an important job for you two. Some furniture is coming on a cargo ship, and they need to be delivered to the new shopping centre near Knapford. It was meant to come tonight, but it's been caught in rough seas, so it won't be here until morning. So you two will have to come back and deliver the furniture first thing tomorrow." Percy groaned. "Does that mean we're gonna have to get up really early?" he asked. "I'm afraid so, Percy," sighed Thomas. "Oh no," groaned Percy. Then an idea emerged in Salty's pistons. "Oh, I know, me hearties," he said. "Why don't you two sleep over here at the docks tonight?" "Good idea, Salty." The two ancients agreed. "But what about the fishy smell?" asked Percy. "All the fish will be going away on the cargo ship soon, so you won't smell anything." "Phew. Okay then, we'll do it," puffed Percy. "But before you could join in, Thomas, there's a job for you," he said. "And what's that?" asked Thomas. "Some stone needs to be delivered to Henry's tunnel, because a single trap section needs to be bricked up. You and Mavis will deliver the stones to Knapford Station, and then Murdoch will deliver it to the tunnel." "Oh man, why does it have to be at night?" asked Thomas. "Well, the tunnel needs to be closed off for safety, and the best time to do that is at night, where not so many engines use it." "Yes, sir," said Thomas. "You're very lucky, Percy, but I'll be along soon enough. I'll see you two later." And Thomas puffed away with his empty trucks. Percy was excited. "Oh boy, sleeping over's gonna be fun!" But he didn't know that Mater was lurking behind some trucks. He had overheard the whole conversation. "Lots of fun," he chuckled. Mater had another naughty idea. Later that night, Percy and Salty were settling down at Salty's night place. Percy was even more excited. "Oh boy, this is very exciting," he puffed. "I never slept at the docks before." "Oh, it's a different sleeping at Tidmouth, me hearty?" asked Salty. "Yes," puffed Percy. "At Tidmouth, there's always night trains going past, and the lights are on all night." "Oh, well, I suppose you think it's very dark out here then," said Salty. "What are you talking about?" Percy stopped. He looked around. He could see that Salty was right. His area didn't have many lights, and it looked very dark. Percy began to shiver. "Oh, yes, yeah, it is dark, isn't it?" he shivered. Oh yeah, and quiet," yawned Salty as he drifted off to sleep. But Percy didn't. He was too scared. "Yes, and quiet. Oh dear," groaned Percy. He didn't see Mater lurking behind him. "He won't be quiet for long," and decided to play a trick on him by rolling over a twig, which gave a loud snap. What was that?" cried Percy. "Did you hear that, Salty? Salty!" But Salty was still fast asleep. "Purple cart. Mind the crocodile. I wish Salty wasn't a hard sleeper," grumbled Percy. Meanwhile, Thomas had just arrived at Knapford Yards to deliver his stone. "That's better. Now I can join the others," He was about to leave when the yard manager arrived. Mavis hasn't arrived yet, and Murdoch will be here soon. I need you to go and check on her, in case something's wrong with her. Yes, sir, sighed Thomas. Suddenly, an owl hooted, and then Gorton thundered by with the express. Oh, look, Thomas is spooked, said a truck, and Thomas's trucks giggled in a silly way. Oh, shut up, will you, snapped Thomas. I am not scared. But really, he was. But not as scared as Percy. He kept hearing all sorts of noises caused by Mater, and now Mater was making a moaning and groaning noise as if there was a ghost to scare Percy. Percy tried to overcome, but he couldn't help himself. It's the wind, yes, that's what it is. I'll sing myself a song, then I won't hear the noises. I'm Percy, and I'm not scared. The bravest champion has never got scared once. Then he heard something more scarier than Mater's moaning and groaning. Percy was now petrified. Oh no! It's a monster of Brandon! I'm going back to Tipman! And he raced away as fast as he could. Mater was surprised. Hey Percy, come back! It's only a joke! He cried. And he followed after Percy. Further down the line, Splatter and Dodge were collecting fuel for the diesel works for Diesel 10's next plan. These must be the fuel trucks the diesels are looking for, said Splatter. Aren't we supposed to deliver them tonight? Asked Dodge. Well, not me, you, argued Splatter. No, not me, you. Dodge argued back. You know what, this is the job of a boss, said Splatter. Then suddenly they heard Percy shouting, Monster! He cried as he raced past. Monster, where? Shivered the two diesels. They were now petrified too. Then Mater met past. Percy, wait! He cried. Dodge, said Splatter. What do you say we stay here tonight and we'll deliver the fuel tomorrow? Yeah, that sounds fine with me, agreed Dodge. Percy raced along the track, trying to get away from the noise. Thomas was further down the line. He was having a rest before heading off to find Mavis. Suddenly, there was a puffing noise. It was Percy. Bust my buffers! Stop! You're gonna hit the trucks on the station! Cried Thomas. Percy applied its brakes, and it stopped just in time. Thomas was still puzzled. Percy, what are you doing out here in the middle of the night? He asked. There are not many lights in the dark, shivered Percy. And there were funny noises, so I got scared. Oh, Percy, Thomas puffed. He felt sorry for Percy. Was Salty scared too? He asked. No, he was asleep, so I was on my own. I didn't have anyone to talk to at all. He puffed sadly. Percy had never felt so scared and so miserable in his life. Not since the argument he had with Thomas a few months ago during the missing engines mystery. Thomas could see that Percy looked very upset. You're not alone anymore, he puffed kindly. If you want, you can help me find Mavis. She's broken down somewhere and we need to deliver her stone. Okay, Thomas, Percy puffed. He felt much better now that he was with a friend for the rest of the night. Meanwhile, Mater was still looking for Percy. He stopped and looked around. Then, suddenly, there was a twig snapping sound, and then a light flashed in the mist. Mater began to feel scared. Is that you, Percy? He asked. Then, he heard the sound of an owl. It's a hooting gunfight! He cried, and he revved away as fast as he could. But Mater didn't know that it was only an owl making a hooting noise, and it was only Sheriff and Red's lights that was being shone in the mist. Hey, come back, Mater! It's only us, called Sheriff. But Mater had already gone. He was heading back to his shed where he stayed there for the rest of a month. He had done quite enough scary tricks for one night. Thomas and Percy searched all over the main line. Suddenly, they saw the rear end of the train with a brake van, and as they puffed to the front, there was Mavis.
I'm so happy you two found me,
purred Mavis.
I've run out of diesel fuel, and I didn't have enough to get to the tunnel.
Don't worry, Mavis. We'll take you to the tunnel, and then you can join our sleepover at the docks.
Oh yes, I'd like that,
purred Mavis.
Yeah, but,
spluttered Percy,
I'll never be able to sleep with that scary noise.
Don't worry, Percy. I'll help you, said Thomas.
Thanks,
puffed Percy. Soon, the three engines arrived back at Salty's night place. They listened carefully. Then, they heard the meowing noise again.
That's the noise! Listen!
Groaned Percy. He was beginning to feel scared all over again. The two engines listened too.
It's coming from inside that truck,
purred Mavis. Thomas's driver opened the truck door, and the cat came out. It's only the harbour master's cat, Percy. He must have got locked in earlier.
Oh, what a relief,
puffed Percy. He couldn't believe he had been scared of a cat. Now, are you ready to go to sleep now? Asked Thomas.
Yes,
puffed Percy. Then he let out a great big yawn.
Night, everyone,
he yawned, and went sound asleep. Night-night, Percy, purred Thomas and Mavis together. This is more like it, puffed Thomas. No more funny noises, and no more strange lights. Just peace. Perfect peace.
Indeed,
agreed Mavis. And then the two engines fell fast asleep as well.